miss. They stand up there with their guns, not even look like they can fucking swing a gun.
Yeah, they do miss a lot. I know when they came to the sanctuary, they were shooting.
Well, yeah, the bad guys miss. The guys who are supposed to miss all the fucking time. But the guys, I don't think Rick has ever missed.
No, that's pretty fascinating. I always say Trevor, I don't think would survive in the apocalypse. I mean, he's too. You have to have some sort of game plan.
He'd be fucking zombies.
Yeah, he would do something stupid. He would get horny and start to fucking stall.
Come on over here.
Trevor's too good.
Well, the tiny whitey's is a lot of skin. It's a lot of possible
A lot of
light
exposure.
surface. Yeah, you don't want to. You risk it. You risk it. That's for sure.
Exactly.
So, I'm not sure if you guys played the game. I know Steven says he doesn't play video games. But if you played Grand Theft Auto 5 and you could select, well, what would be your favorite character to play as that isn't your own, that you act and voice as?
Lamar.
What would be my favorite character to play? I would play,
Lester!
No. I would want to play somebody. I think I would play Steve Haynes. No, I know, because everybody hates that fucker, man. But you know what? He was the coolest dude, man. Rob Bug was the coolest guy, man.
Oh, was it Rob that played him?
Yeah, Rob was Steve Haynes.
Rob was.
And he was the greatest guy, man. He's a terrific actor, and he did a great job on that part, and everybody hates him. But that was a fun character, man. When we had our first scene together, I spent half the time laughing. I mean, we had to retake a bunch of times because I couldn't stop laughing at this guy. He was so funny. But that would be my character. I think I would do Steve Haynes for some reason. That would jump in my head. I don't know.
I was just thinking Jimmy, your son.
I thought about Jimmy too.
He was funny.
Yeah.
I just looked up and there was the dude in this outfit. And the other dude.
It's awesome.
You're hot.
Dude transformed.
You're really hot.
All right, hi there guys. I just want to preface this with a bit of a weird experience in GTA 5 that made me think about this question. So previously I was Googling it and I was like, wow, video game technology has gotten to the point where your guys' faces are actually like they are in the game. And so what was weird was I was jumping off a mountain as Trevor in a dress because I was too lazy to walk down it. And I was thinking, how weird is it that the models in the game are so lifelike to you guys and they're in the hands of a million people who can do whatever fucked up shit they want?
That's kind of what Steven did with Trevor. Really?
I don't know, you never really think of that. I never thought of that. I mean, the whole thing with, when people are always surprised that we look like the characters. I mean, I believe we were all, from the get-go, approached as you guys are going to be these characters. You're going to be animated.
Yeah.
And coming from a not giving a shit about video games background, that was appealing. I was like, I get to be a cartoon. And I was thinking, for my son, that's cool, I'm a cartoon. I wasn't thinking video game or anything. I was just thinking, I get to be a cartoon character. So it was always, they always said it was going to be a likeness of us, as in pretty much us. So, what was your question? Where am I?
I'll tell you what, I'm one of those guys.
Close enough.
To answer your question, I'm one of those guys. When I play that game, I go out and I do that crazy stuff with myself. I love playing with myself. It's fun.
And I just want to say it is a pleasure playing as you guys too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because we wear these tight ass suits and I had this big stomach and this big ass, and they didn't tell me that until I looked in the mirror at a picture. So I wanted to get ripped like Steven, so
Look at that. Solo has lost 350 pounds just today. Fucked up.
And I haven't.
And Ned's gained it.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing like climbing in the spandex, pouring all that back fat in, and feeling the squeeze. I even put Under Armour on underneath, all full body Under Armour, just because it was a little more tightness on that. you know.
Well, it's quite a thing. Like I was saying to some people in my today about I like looking at the superhero, the cosplayers, and I like looking at their junk because it's fun. It's funny to see, and not like in a weird, perverted way, but like not in like I wanna see that, but you know what I'm saying.
Hold up, shut up, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's turn this into a Walking Dead one instead. I don't want to hear about junk.
It's interesting to see, but in spandex when you're doing motion capture, you definitely like the cosplay is one thing, superhero junk, but the spandex junk, it's.
They got like a dance belt. You're supposed to wear something underneath that kind of.
No.
It's like Ken doll.
No. You can see what is who and who is what's going on in their head.
Well, fortunately that I was
Big and small.
Fortunately that I'm black, so you know I was.
Yeah, feeds right into the stereotype. Totally does.
Oh my God, stop it.
Huge dong. I'm just like an angry inch. Head big and angry inch is based on me. Big swollen clitoris of a dick. I'm glad no one has phones nowadays to record any of this.
We're holding up over here. This is
The chair is broken. It's not me.
Now, when you actually saw it for the first time,
Your body, well, the helmet with the camera is capturing your face. So we would all do that. When we started, on the screen you would see the environment. So this stage could be animated on the screen, but these chairs would be, well, generally chairs, but it would be made out of crates, tape, bars, that's it. But it would be animated on the screen. We shot for so long, 4 years, and you would have your, I called it the avatar, which Rod, they always fucking hated when I say my avatar, but it was a very crude sort of, dot figure. By the time we finished shooting, our faces, a rough animation of our faces and hands were live time on the screen. So we could stand like this and watch ourselves as as our characters.
Right,
on the
because
screen.
the technology
That was 5 years ago.
changed midstream on us. Remember, we shut down actually for a month almost. Well, they brought in all new cameras. So we started out with the old generation stuff, and then we moved into this new stuff, and they dropped in all this new things. All of a sudden, we had balls on our fingers
So they'd capture the hand.
to go with the balls everywhere else that we had. We had balls everywhere.
The ball
Covered in
jokes never
balls.
got old.
And now you would do this, and your fingers would be articulated on the thing.
And you'd see them on the screen move.
Yeah, and you see them moving on the screen. We would sit there and play with ourselves all the time.
And that never got old.
so you could probably swap your character then. So you could become Trevor, and then you could totally mess around.
No one can become Trevor.
You could like blackmail each other.
Steven would not have any of that.
No, I don't know. Could we do that?
Could you swap? Could you like swap
I
your?
don't know.
You never could swap.
The other
One time they did. Remember when they put your ass on my groin? I was like, oh wait a minute. No, that was in the
making a
green room.
different thing.
Put of themselves in these characters. How much of you guys are actually in these characters? Like, are you? I mean, where? In the back of the line?
Stole whose question?
I stole your question.
Okay, go ahead. Let her ask that
Move
question.
up and think of a new one.
All right, look, let's do it like this. Y'all two switch spots.
Yeah, you're perfect. And it's like you've asked me.
Now,
Here we go.
ask your question.
Because I didn't hear what Tanner said anyway.
Right.
Nobody's listening to him.
To what extent, personality-wise, do you feel like you have in common with your characters?
Great question.
Well, me, I had nothing in common with Franklin. Nothing. But I had a lot in common with him, and that's why he told me to take it, because Franklin come from the hood, I come from the hood. Damn near some of the shit Franklin did in the game, I did some of it. No police in here on it. But I feel, Oh, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, I shot 2 motherfuckers 2 days before we got on set. I sold 10 kilos to this dude in New York. But But yeah, man, I felt a lot, you know, like me and Franklin was tied together, you know, with a lot of things that Franklin was doing. Not all of it, but some of the things and stuff. So it was easier for me to play that role, but to be the actor of that thing, I give these two right here the credit for helping me act through this stuff, because I'm not, I don't want to say, they tell me to quit saying this, but I'm not an actor. But I taught myself to be an actor. But, you know, I feel pretty much connected to my character.
Well, it's like, you know, obviously coming from different background, like, you know, we come from the craft of acting background, whereas Solo came from the real life, this is something I could portray background. And not everyone who has lived the life that you're trying to portray can act. So, you know, Solo from beginning, day one, to day 3.5, 4 years later.
Two completely different
Two
guys.
completely different, I mean.
Actors.
Yeah. Became an actor, not through necessarily, I mean, it's very kind through Ned and I, but just because we've had more experience with it, but through the openness of learning and doing your job and doing it great. You know, he was able to portray and reflect that.
And he did a hell of a job. And I can remember, and I can put my finger on the time when I believe that you became an actor. So don't say you're not an actor, because that's bullshit. But from the day that you became an actor was that scene where we had, when I told you about, I was snitching with the feds. Up there on that hill. That scene there, you became an actor that scene, and that was, and from then on, man,
You became a man that day.
I can imagine.
Hair
I was so proud of my little Solo.
Mustache grew.
Yeah, I was so proud of my little Solo. I took him out, got him, you know, we went to the strip club that night.
So did,
Yeah, we did.
I also have a question, because I don't play video games and I don't really know anything about video games, and nor do I really care about video games, but they're really cool for those that care. I'm curious, and I don't know if you guys have asked people, like when GTA 6 comes out, which eventually I'm sure there's a GTA 6, whether they're working on it, who fucking knows, because actors are the last to know fucking anything. But I'm curious, when GTA 6 comes out, will GTA 5 become irrelevant? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, never! Because I would imagine GTA 6 has got to be like a virtual reality or some interesting, and I wonder, because who plays
Well, if
GTA
we're not in
4?
GTA 6 is gonna suck.
Do people play GTA 4?
How many of y'all is San Andreas fans in here?
There you go. There you go.
That's your answer, me, Steve.
See?
San
Ain't nothing
Andreas
wrong
was
with
a
San
long
Andreas.
time ago. You don't even know what San Andreas is. Huh?
What is it?
San Andreas is a fault that runs down
No,
California.
I know that, but is it the first game?
One of the, what was it? Somebody can answer that.
GTA 3.
3?
San Andreas, correct?
Well, I gotta say, because when we started filming, and you're doing a fucking great job, by the way. When we started
I
filming,
warned you.
and we weren't told what the project was. It's a, you know, like everything nowadays, it's a secret project, but this was 5 years ago.
Hey, you're late.
We about to turn it on.